So we're right outside the park where I grew up. The last 3 businesses that I've interviewed, I've learned so much, and I thought I would give you guys an insight on how you can start and grow your business based on what I learned from these last 3 companies. Now, what I do personally is I go to local businesses in my town and I interview the business owners. They have great stories they share with me. Some of them that weren't born in America, some of them that came from humble beginnings and now they're making a ton of money. One of the companies you'll be extremely surprised of. Now, the last 3 companies that I interviewed were Fleur, which is a company in Miami where they actually serve beignets and they're also a traditional cafe shop. On top of that, they also do a pizza shop, right? So they're half and half, but they're cutting their pizza away because what they've noticed is that the profit margins from the cafe is significantly higher than the profit margins from the pizza shop. Second company we're gonna talk about is Leggenda. Now, Leggenda is an Italian restaurant through and through. He was born in Italy, southern Italy to be exact, and he came to America in order to actually be able to grow his business and share what his style of making pizza in Italy, bringing it over here to America. A lot of people weren't going for that style, but he stuck through it. And he shared with me a unique perspective of how you can keep your product exactly how you want it. And instead of adapting to your market, you can have your market adapt to you. And the third company is Salon, right? Her name is Raquel. She actually owns the company with her husband, who sadly passed away. And she was able to grow a company from 0 to millions of dollars a year, and she doesn't even do hair herself. It's literally just from her passion of seeing people become beautiful and working with partners that knew what they were doing. So these 3 companies have unique stories. We're gonna teach you about them right now. So the first company that we'll talk about is Fleur. What's interesting with Fleur is the company is owned by a man named Stefano, and he is also Italian. He brought a unique twist to the cafe industry because he doesn't only sell coffee, but he has 2 principles. One is don't sell your coffees at an extremely high price. In fact, he sells his espressos at times at $1 per espresso. His idea is if that he keeps it affordable, he's gonna actually have repeat customers who are gonna come back on a regular basis. So for me, I was like, wow, he's choosing quality of the product, quantity of the customers. And by having it at an affordable price, it makes it so that he's easily gonna be able to have them come every single day. But what really steps out about Stefano and his business is their specialty is beignets. Now, if you guys know, beignets was originally originated from France, and French settlers actually brought that to Louisiana. So it became very popular in New Orleans, and he decided to have his own twist to it. So he added that as a complimentary item on his list. But what happens when you buy beignets, and I didn't really understand this until I started eating it. When you buy beignets and you eat a beignet, you actually start to get, your mouth starts to get dry, right? Because you're eating something that has powdered sugar. So what do you naturally want? You naturally want to drink something. So by buying a beignet, which is already a high profit margin business, right? Item, you're also going to buy a coffee, you're also going to buy a juice, you're also going to buy a drink. So by buying these items, now he's able to upsell you. You came for the coffee and you noticed the beignets, or you love the beignets so much, but it's dry in your mouth, so you're naturally going to eat another item. These are ways to where you give fair pricing to your customers, they come on a repeated basis, but you're able to actually earn more money in the long term by upselling your items. So listening to his story, he has a business partner, I believe, and his main thing is he's half cafe, half pizza shop. It really kind of like, it was really weird that the fact that he has 2 concepts in one building, but what he noticed is that the coffee shop made significantly more money than the pizzas. And I think the reason why is it goes back to coffee is a drug, right? So when you start drinking it, you start to become addicted to it. It's a regular product that you have on a daily basis. So if you're gonna drink coffee on a regular basis and it's just a part of it, then you're gonna have repeated customers, right? So As long as he takes care of his customers as far as customer service and giving them a good product, they're gonna keep coming back. He even said in one of the videos when I interviewed him that if somebody doesn't like his product, he makes sure he tells his employees, don't complain about it. Don't fight them on it, just make them a new coffee. If they don't like the espresso, make them a latte. If they don't like a latte, make them a matcha, right? We're not trying to nitpick here with our customers. We're trying to get them what they want, and we want to repeat a business. Because it's not a one-time sell. It's not like when you eat pizza where, you know, we're gonna eat pizza this time, it's unhealthy, I'm not gonna have it again for the rest of the week. Now, when it comes to something like coffee, coffee is traditionally not thought of as an unhealthy product. So you might have it on the daily. You might have it 5 days a week, 6 days, 7 days a week. So because of an item like that, that's a way to kind of change up your mindset and think of it more as, don't always focus on the profit margin. Don't always focus on your item. Sometimes if you take care of your customers and you focus on how do I upsell without directly making it seem like, you know, they're purchasing something bigger from me, you can actually make more sales in the long run. So that's what he decided to do. Company number 2 is La Leggenda. So this one is owned by Giovanni. This guy has the craziest, biggest personality you could ever know. He's like a through and through Italian. I won't say mob boss because he lives in Miami, not up in New York, but close enough. So he came to America from a little town in Italy, and he serves specifically Napoleon-style pizza. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, it means that he has pizza where you cook it up in the oven at 1,000 degrees for 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, and it's cooked super fast. It's not the normal style that people in Miami are used to. So one of the biggest issues that he had was so many people were telling him, hey man, like you're not making pizzas like we traditionally wanted. We want lots of toppings, we want it slow cooked, we want it thicker, and we want it to sit up a certain type of way. He did not change the way he made pizzas. He wanted everybody else to adapt around him. This is not the typical way you do business. You usually conform to your market. But what he did was, he felt like he was a niche, and if he brought a great product, he brought his personality, then he was gonna be able to stand out and people were gonna eventually morph into and adapting whatever his pizzas were. They didn't love it in the beginning, they love it now. He's been in business for over 4 years now, and didn't work back then, is working now. When we actually went to his restaurant, we noticed it was open somewhere around like 10 o'clock. We got there around 11. Within 1 hour, there was already people within his store. Like, he is doing very well, has a great location, probably 2 blocks away from the beach, which also helps as well. His primary focus is making sure that the local market loves his pizza and the tourists are just add-ons. Now, we're in the summertime right now, so in the summertime, what you're gonna notice is that the Miami crowd goes down, right? So their busiest season is in the winter, so their crowd is going down, making it so that they really need their locals to come to the pizza shop often. He greets everybody that comes to the shop. If he's not there, his wife is there. They're open 7 days a week and they're constantly working. And what I learned about this business in general, or restaurant business really, is that you always have to be there. You either have you or your business partner there at all times, because if you want to be successful with pizza, where you're dealing with the quality of the product, when you're dealing with the customers and all these things, it's not like you're selling t-shirts. It's not a rinse and repeat type of thing. So to keep the quality there, if you want to have a restaurant, you need to make sure that either you or your business partner are constantly there at all times. Now, when I went into his restaurant and I hear his story, it's crazy. Like, the first 15 years, 20 years of his life, he never ate anything outside of Italian food. Didn't have Spanish food, never had Mexican food, didn't have anything that we were blessed with here in America, because in his area, it's only locals, it's only Italians there. So he comes to this country, he tries Mexican, he tries Spanish food, he tries like food from all around the world. He loves it, but he's still not gonna change his style in particular. He's so stuck with the fact that, you know, pizza has to be a certain way. He's a 3rd generation pizza maker. He even brought in his own custom-made oven to the shop. The oven cost about $30,000. $30,000 for a setup, and he actually showed us how to make pizza in person. So after we have a long conversation, he actually takes me to the back to show us exactly how the pizzas are made. Again, I said 1,000 degrees, so it's crazy hot over there. And when you're making this type of pizza, the less ingredients, the better, because when you have too many ingredients, it's not gonna cook all the way through, and the pizza is actually gonna be floppy and inconsistent. Now with Americans, we tend to have like more ingredients. We want meat lovers pizza, we want pepperoni, we want sausage, we want all these things. When Italians, through and through Italians, they like margherita pizza, they like keep it simple, cheese, pepperoni, like all these type of things that are simple. So we're making the pizza, it comes out pretty great, right? It only took us like a minute, minute and a half to make the pizza, and people are loving it. People come in all the time. We're making Instagram reels and the comments are going crazy about the fact that he has some of the best pizza in the world. And I had to look it up myself, and he told me during the video that he actually won a championship. He's a champion pizza maker in America. Then a couple years later, his wife won it too. So they're both champions when it comes to making pizza, and the pizza just turned out amazing, and he's a great guy. You're going to start a restaurant, make sure you can connect with your people. If you're an introvert, do your best to become an extrovert. That's one of my biggest opinions, is that it's all about customer service. All right, so you guys can see it's actually raining right now, so it's not the ideal time to film, but we'll make it happen, we'll make it happen. Third company we'll talk about is Rick Rack Salon. So her name is Raquel. Her husband unfortunately passed away, like I mentioned earlier. He passed during COVID, so it's an immediately rough thing. She had the support of her coworkers and her employees, because she put so much into them, right? So what her business is really unique. She is in an industry that she's actually not an expert in herself when it comes to doing hair. She's started a hair salon business with her husband because her husband is a colorist. He's really good when it comes to that. And they just teamed up together, her on the front end, her husband also on the front end, but also having business partners on the back end. She brought her personality, she brought her unique taste, she brought her ideas when it comes to adding jewelry and clothing as part of the salon, and it took off. Took off so much that they were able to work with some of the biggest celebrities in the world. And I'm not joking. They have two locations. One is their primary location in Brickell, which is the one that I took a tour of, but they do have a slightly smaller location in Miami Beach where they have the Four Seasons. So this Four Seasons location, even though it's smaller, it has less staff, it makes less money. What's great about it is that the relationships that you're able to make with the celebrities, because it's upstairs while the Four Seasons is downstairs. They've done weddings. They have done hairs and other services to the stars. She's worked with Beyonce. She's worked with Christina Aguilera. She's worked with Britney Spears, right? All these different people wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the fact that she was in a great location. So just like real estate, advice to you, location, location, location. Where you surround yourself really does matter. And you have to think about it, is the amount of cost that I have for this location, is it worth it if it's gonna make me this much money, right? Now, we constantly talk about expenses versus revenue because profit matters, and I understand that, but sometimes it's also really important to have your flagship property be something that stands out, right? Having a salon at the Four Seasons stands out. It makes your brand overall seems like more than what it is, because they're not just assessing the revenue, they're assessing the relationships you're able to create. So at the time, if she was able to sell the business, for instance, the fact that she has connections with clients that are celebrities actually adds value to her company, and it actually factors in the time of a sale. So instead of a 5X, it might be a 6X, right? So when you're looking at where your location should be, don't simply think about cost to revenue. Also think about how much value is this gonna add to my overall business? How much credibility is gonna add to be able to partner with certain businesses that are around me? That's also a huge part of the business. She gave me a tour of her overall shop, big, nice layout, friendly staff, and they're friendly because she does right by them. We talked a little bit more about, does she take vacations? Is she out of town a lot? She mentions that she works like 6 days a week. She's constantly there. And we make a little bit of jokes about, can you start a salon, hire some people, and then go on vacation and live this life that you see on Instagram? And her answer is no. You will quickly go out of business because it's a special type of business where the workers that you have a relationship with your clients more than they do you as a business owner. So when you factor that in together, if she loses her she loses her employees, she can lose her clients. So it's that quick. She decided to make every single one of her stylists a W-2 worker. And that's a huge decision because now she has to take in healthcare, she has to pay more in taxes, but she decided to take that in to make to increase the loyalty that she has between her and her workers. Her workers don't have to think about having healthcare, they have coverage, they don't have to think about doing their taxes themselves. It has loyalty within the business and able to keep them there so that she can keep her clients there as well. So by keeping her employees happy, she keeps the clients happy, which means that she's gonna make more money on the long term. Sometimes build out your relationships. Take on the headache for your employees and they'll have your back at times of stress. And there's no more stressful time than when you lose a loved one. She lost her husband, but her employees were able to take over, step up, work extra hours, be there with the clients, make sure that the business is stable during the roughest times. And that's all I got for you. Think about all these ideas when you start and grow your own business. Relationships with your client, relationship with your staff, making a great product. Sometimes don't compromise on what your product is. Just innovate and make sure that you are one of the niches within your market and your tribe is going to be there and loyal to your business. So this Talking Revenue, if you guys like these type of videos, make sure to follow along. We have more coming your way. I see you guys soon.